Good evening, I'm Dr. Imran Varghese, sir. Now, just I was going through the COVID reports of different states, and this a great surge in numbers in the states where the elections were conducted, and it's going to be conducted in different stages. The comments of the Madras High Court stating that the main culprit or responsible point for the second wave of COVID is Election Commission, and had given enough directives to make arrangements to avoid the crowds on the day of counting. In one way it is true, but what they can do? There is another part. The recent reports in different TVs I have just observing, I found that massive gathering of people in the midst of this COVID spreading is happening in all these states where election had been happening. All the political leaders, Congress, BJP, Trinamool, Marxist, everywhere. We cannot say that one party is not doing the other. All parties are doing that, and there is no COVID precautions are taken, and there is no proper masking and this much gathering. Though we had controlled the COVID numbers in a very controlled manner, and it had skyrocketing after this election, whom we have to blame, whether the political parties or anybody else. Political parties want to come to power in any way, and it is their survival. And to maintain a political proper conducting of election only, the Election Commission is there. We can say that this Election Commission is functioning under Ministry of Law and Justice of Union Government of India. That means partially it is controlled by the political system or the political party that rules the union government. And most of the election commissioners are the IAS officers who had been a part of the union government. This may lead to an unlawful agreements, favourism towards the political parties. And if we look for a strong and democracy in India, the first step we have to do is to separate the election process or election commission as an independent body, totally be separated from the government functionaries. You should function as the legal system, where chief election officer has to report to the president than to the political government, because it is the same political government has to be elected through an election controlled by the Election Commission. And recent news of hacking of electronic voting machines, and a lot of issues are reported during the last 5-10 years, failures of election commissions, and partly it is due to the unseen control of the political parties in power. So my suggestion is, or my view is, to make the Election Commission is totally independent, and should function as the present judicial system in India, where the Chief Election Commission has to report to the President of India, and the Election Commissioners has to be elected through a Collegium from the officers, and it should be totally independent, and they should not bow in front of any political parties. And secondly, for conducting a fair election, they should need the power, and they can access RPF or any paramilitary forces. And election commissioners should have the power to incur order for inquiry or take immediate action if the rules and regulations of the elections are violated by any political party, including withdrawal of their approval. If such a situation comes in India, our election process will be clean and the political parties also will have a fear that there is somebody to control it. Then if it was so, election commissions of the states could have directed the political parties to follow the COVID rules, social distancing, wearing masking and everything, that this much increase in COVID cases would have not happened. Another point is that since our health system is limited, the recent surge is so high that our health management system cannot afford, and this itself causes a lot of indiscipline on all the places, especially violent reactions by the kith and kins of the patients who are getting treated or maybe refused the treatment or maybe spared. And in such a stress situation, the medical officers and nurses are also have to bear additional stress of reaction from the people. And these are all cascaded. At least during this selection process, if the COVID protocols were maintained properly, this pressure could have been avoided in India. I like to know all of your I hope whether you also join in my view. Thank you.